Hi guys, today we're going to present uh, a variant of popular deck, which is Terror, Monobo Terror. Uh, the main invention here is to play the full set of foil. Foil, which is a very strong card. It's not quite like a Force of Will, but I would say that it is the Force of Will of Pauper, because uh, it is true that it requires an FT cost because it requires you to discard an island and another card from your hand to be paid for zero. But with respect to Force of Will, it is also true that the card that you are going to discard are going to the graveyard and to pitched into exile with respect to Force of Will. And this introduces us with the main topic of the deck, which will be to gain some advantage from the card that you are gonna discard. Two main card that we are gonna discard is the Sneak Snagger and the Deep Analysis. Sneak Snagger, which I think that maybe start trying also in Normal Terror, and for a good reason. I mean, it's a recursive blocker, which is very good also for the late game, and we have plenty of way to do three card between all the cantrip that we have, brainstorm, also mental mode plus thought scour, and also if you are in the late game lower in revealed, but also with the other card, which is deep analysis, which I mean I would say that serve better purpose in the graveyard rather than in the land, because uh, tap 4 mana to draw two. It's not like a very good deal, but at 2 mana, if you also discard it, it's like paying 2 mana to draw three. Basically, because if you discard it, it's that ratio. So I mean, it can be really good. The three life can be honestly a problem, but we are gonna play this shell of three card in a mono blue environment. So uh, we hope to be the aggressor most of the time. We have the full set of Stabber of Secrets, because at the end of the day we play more than our hope the deck of its and sorcery, and we have Brainstorm, which can help us um, transform the Delver really early on. And the problem of Delver, I believe, in Power is that it is a very strong card, but in the uh, not in the right meta, because there are starting from the Sneaky Snacker, there are also some other cards like the Refurbished Familiar, which are very annoying because are 2-1 player, which are very expandable, and in this environment, there are a lot of secrets really struggles. But with that being said, it is also true that we are playing the full set of foils for a reason, because if you start first, and, instead of um, you can counter right away the familiar at the second turn with the foil. You don't have to have like a four spike and to be uh, on the play. This is a really good fact, because with foil we can protect the level of secret, the early damage of that level of secret, and we can also protect from sneaky snacker, because most of the time what you do is you play the elder turn one, then they are gonna play sneaky snacker on turn two, discarding it with grab the prize, thinking of rare, for example, and this can really be a problem for the level of secrets, because even if you flip down the second turn, which is not a guarantee, you're gonna then like um, battle with the two player, which can return very early, which is not ideal for our people that. But I think that with the foil, we can partially solve this problem. Um, so, as I was saying, we are uh, inserting this foil plus tip analysis plus Sneaky Snacker in a Marble Terror because I think that it is really the plan that we should opt to do. So we are playing the full set of Terror and Terror, which I believe is one of the strongest cards in the Pauper right now. We are playing some obvious blocker like Clara Revealed, Brainstorm, Counterspell. I would say that we are playing also the full set of Abandon Attachment because this deck is really playing on the graveyard. So even more than the normal terror because we are playing also the deep paralysis and the sneaky snacker that we hoped to discard to draw to. Uh, Particularly strong with the sneaky snacker. That is abandoned attachment. And then we have a mental note thoughts cover in order to mail in order to facilitate the terror and terror, but they also provide some small utility with brainstorm in order to make sure you don't draw a card that you don't want. So I mean, moreover, I think that they serve a good job at, discarding card that you don't want. I would say that one of the most impactful way that you can play this deck is to play like a couple of snacker to and that's very possible because you can have like a couple of snacker in hand. You go brainstorm, you put it two on top, and then you double thought scour mental note yourself. You have two sneaky snacker. Uh, so that's really strong. Um, I mean, for the rest, we are playing one contaminated river. This is a card that many are not playing. At least the with the sneaky snagger. In the marble terror with the sneaky snagger, I mean, I think that these are free and also can be fetched with lower revealed. So I mean, it's in situations where this is needed. This will probably come up. So I think that that's a really good card and 15 island. In terms of sideboard, I would highlight like Envelop, which I think that's a very good card in general, and a really strong one also against Marble. So we're playing Blood Elemental Blast, Hydro Blast, the usual normal card, but also a card which I think that's really strong is Fairway, which I think that's a mini brat against most of the deck, most of the aggressive deck. I'm thinking of something of Rally, because if played really early on, can uh, can really um, can really make a difference. Moreover, I think that if you happen to draw it like in the late game, um, most of the time you would like not use it or um, use it partially. But with this particular deck, you can decide uh, to basically brainstorm plus thought scour or mental not it away, or you can decide to discard it with foil. So I mean, it's the wake of this card with respect to, for example, a breath weapon is that in the early game it's really strong, but in the late game it can become a burden. But you can really uh, mitigate this disadvantage uh, by simply discarding it. So let's try some hands and see how it goes. Uh, yeah, I would say that this hand is almost keepable. Yeah, probably keepable. Probably keepable. Yeah. So we can start by playing an island. Assuming we are going first, I think that we can go for lowering. I would start with lowering instead of Toscover because if we pick a brainstorm next turn, we can go brainstorm Toscover. Unfortunately, we get an island. I think that I would play an island and say go. So I think this is the really part that make me excited to play this game because this deck, because you see here we have foil that we can use to discard an island plus a deep analysis, and also we have a counter spell. So we have a double protection, and we have just a turn two, which is really strong. But in a normal gameplay, this would be very disruptive because you see we have just two card in hands, but we discarded the deep analysis that we can play later. So in turn three, we can go, for example, uh, draw two with the deep analysis. Can put it in the outside. So and so it goes. Right, we get stuck a little bit here at the end, but I mean, uh, I think that let's see how it goes. Let's do it go to the graveyard. I think that we can use the analysis where we are getting a little bit screwed, but that's fine. We can play the over. We flip it over, and let's see. Because it is monster. Here we see that we get a bundle attachment plus TV snacker, we have tolerant error, we have foil and protection. It's not bad. And I would also point out the fact that this foil can pitch the TV snacker. Let's see another game. And I think that we can close this video. Yeah, we have Delver, one, turn two. Instead of drawing, I would play before the game, so okay. We put two on top, but play put on top technologies, and probably so it's cover, yes. Okay, so next one, we have this tactile. We would go more with insert collaboration. We would have like foil in case something goes wrong. We, we can play good scour. Uh, so I would say that we are pretty protected. Also, we can go for top scour moving two and trying one. Um, and yeah, but overall, the fact is that we also need deep analysis. So sometimes it happens that you have foil in hand, but you don't have island to beach. It's fine, just like right now. It would have been better if we have drawn like contaminated aquifer, but the fact is that even if we go for the late game and we use later this foil, I think that, it could also be fine because we can hard cast it for 4, and instead of spell pierce or force spike, foil is always viable also in the late stage. And in the early stage, if you have a god hand, it can really protect the Delver. For example, in turn one, I would probably have just like played this foil in case opponent would have gone um, for a four-bish familiar. Let's see another hand right now. Turn one, Delver. Turn two, let's see if it flips. We don't. But we can go for abandoned attachment. Discard the analysis, draw two. Okay. Turn three. Okay, I think that we can go for internet. Trying to use a card. Top scour.